Hi, I'm Emily. I'm a junior here. I'm a history and Spanish double major with a dance and a Jewish studies minor and an LGBT studies certificate. So, I remember during the first week of kindergarten, my teacher, Miss Seymour, started teaching us about space. Immediately, I knew what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I ran home that day, so excited to tell my parents what I wanted to be when I grew up, an aerospace engineer. Granted, none of my friends knew what that meant, but I didn't care. All throughout school, I thought that that was what I was going to do. I took robotics classes, engineering classes. I was 2 years ahead in math and had to go to high school for math in 8th grade every other day. They even gave me my own bus. But then I started calculus in my sophomore year of high school, and I hated it. I was miserable every day I had to go to class, and I was a nerd, so I had never dreaded school before. It was a new feeling, and I hated it. I knew then that there was no way I was going to be happy doing math for the rest of my life. My apologies to anyone who still has to do calculus. You have all my sympathy. So this realization was terrifying. For 10 years, which was more than half my life, I had been so certain of the future, and all of a sudden it disappeared. I had never felt so lost. I decided on a history degree in college, much to the chagrin of my parents, since I knew I enjoyed history at the very least. But I still didn't know what career I wanted. Every time I visited my parents, they'd always ask me, "What are you going to do after college?" As if the answer would have changed in a week. I was enjoying my classes, but the underlying fear wouldn't go away. I found myself applying for every internship the history department threw my way, hoping that first, I'd actually get one, and second, that they'd magically help me figure out what to do with my life. And I got this one, and it did. I got 2 internships last semester, one here with the Change Collective and one at Northern Library working in the archives. And I knew I had finally found my passions. I had volunteered with the Denver Museum of Nature and Science in Space Odyssey in high school, but I had never considered it as a career option before. I loved working in Space Odyssey, teaching visitors about something I had always loved, space. Watching children get excited to learn and running to tell their parents what I had just taught them, it was a special feeling that I loved, but I thought my path was set for me, so I didn't consider it a viable career option. But coming back to working in a museum during this internship had relit that passion in me, and helps me realize that I can do this as a career, that I don't have to leave it behind. In the Change Collective, we've done so many self-reflections, asking questions that I'd never sat down and truly considered before, and it helped me realize that I'm truly passionate about working in museums. For the first time in years, I feel like I know what career path I want to take. These internships helped me realize that I want to work in museums or libraries, that I want to spend my life making information more accessible to the public, especially those groups that historically have been left out. The relief I felt was huge. We also had to conduct interviews, one with our supervisor, Jim, who's here, and one with someone we found inspiring. These interviews were just as reassuring because they helped me realize that I wasn't alone. No one else knew what they wanted either. People had changed their plans so many times and were taken in different directions than they'd ever thought they'd go. So everyone feels a little lost. Overall, I'm grateful for this program, for giving me an idea of what I want to do with my life, and for helping me realize that really, we're all a little confused, and it's okay to not have everything figured out. Thank you.